Two men saw a woman paying for gas with pennies. Then they heard her story and broke down in tears. Carlos "Ha-Ha" Davis's career was all about making people laugh. But a 2018 stunt had an entirely different effect. When the comedian noticed a woman struggling to pay for her gas, a camera rolled as he learned her story. And the footage of their meeting shows that he and his friends just couldn't hold back their tears. Carlos Davis had once fantasized of becoming an NFL star. But according to Forbes, the young man had discovered his true calling in comedy. In fact, the 25-year-old now goes by "Ha-Ha" Davis in some professional venues, a sign that he is indeed a born funny man. But Davis, a native of Detroit, didn't always think of himself this way. "At first, I didn't realize I was funny," he told Forbes back in 2017. Fortunately, his friends knew the truth, and they encouraged him to start accounts on Instagram and Vine, which skyrocketed him to viral fame. Davis went on to tell Forbes that he envisioned himself filling an important role in his chosen field. Indeed, he desired to affect people's day-to-day lives. He wanted his act to go beyond the norm, beyond simply providing people with fleeting moments of amusement. And sure enough, a video Davis filmed a year after that interview would fulfill this ambition. In the clip, the comic teaches viewers a lesson about kindness and compassion. And though he himself featured heavily on the video, there was no way that Davis could have known the effect it would go on to have. Davis and his friends had stopped at a gas station where one of the guys noticed something. A solitary woman was struggling at her pump. She didn't need help pumping her fuel, rather, she needed help paying for it. In fact, the woman was handing over coins as little as pennies in order to pay for her gas. Upon seeing that, Davis and his friends knew the woman needed some help, so they quickly set out to provide it to her. The viral video began with Davis hopping out of his van. In his hand, he carried a stack of bills. Although it was unclear how much cash the comedian had, it was clear what he planned to do with it. Davis extended his handful of cash to the woman. One of his friends then tried to encourage her to take the money and assuage her shock, which was clearly written on her face. He said, "It's not illegal, we're comedians." At first, the woman had a hard time responding. She looked back and forth from Davis to his friend as the 25-year-old comedian began to explain himself. Then she cut him off to reveal exactly why she couldn't pay for her gas that day. Speaking with obvious emotion, the woman said, "My husband just died a week ago. We weren't like this before. I didn't ask nobody for nothing. I didn't even ask you." As the woman spoke, her words elicited an emotional response from both Davis and his friend. While the comedian's jaw dropped as he heard her story, his friend bent his head and pinched the bridge of his nose. His surprise was apparent. The woman, too, began to cry as Davis pulled her in for a hug. Although he normally served as the video's jokester, he kindly told her, "You okay? We got love for you. This is for you." His friend chimed in, adding, "We got to take care of each other." How did you? The woman then said, in an attempt to ask Davis and his friend how they knew she might need a helping hand. The comedian's friend responded, "We heard you at the pump." Davis went on to explain, "He told me you were paying for your gas with pennies, so I had to show love. It's only right. We got to stick together." The woman replied, "God bless you. How do I thank or repay you?" But it was obvious that Davis's gift had a strict no-return policy. The money was meant to help her without any need for repayment. He told her, "You don't have to pay me back. Pay it forward. That's for you." With that, the woman declared the strength of the higher power in which she believed. Through tears, she said, "I guess he does look down. He says he's watching you." Davis bolstered her once more, saying, "He's definitely watching over you." Davis's video ended there, but the story did not. Instead, the comedian shared the clip to his Twitter page, where it went viral across the social media site. And as of November, the video has been seen more than 2 million times. Many who watched the video felt compelled to comment on it, and the responses were overwhelmingly positive. One Twitter user, for example, commented, "That's what America needs right now." And better yet, a Reddit user suggested that this type of story isn't uncommon at gas stations. The person wrote that fuel stop patrons who forget to take their change inadvertently contribute to a cash pool, which goes to people who appear to be struggling to pay for gas. And that just further goes to show that a little bit of fuel can go a long way.